All right, Big Mike K here. We've got the Father's Day edition of the Como Street Ride. I've got Jorge, my brother-in-law Andy came in to town from Colorado. He's sporting his Porsche colors. Yeah, he's got good lungs, but the legs probably weren't there for him. So yeah, we're here on Como Street. This is where things actually ramped up a bit, and we're going up that little kicker right here before we actually get to Cook's Corner. This guy in the red, young kid. I think his name is John. Not sure. John Janik in red. Big kid, big tall kid, big giant legs. This kid not PR'd. He KOM'd up Cook's today. That KOM had been there for a while. I'm getting on Mario's wheel here. Like I said, we're just headed up to Cook's here. It's going to transition to Cook's Corner. I've been just fighting for wheels and trying to stay up towards the lead group. And yeah, we start our climb up here, climb proper. Mario's a good climber, good rider. See some guys coming by me, number 97. What I'm trying to do here, got my buddy Jorge up there. I can just see him a bit. Some guys I don't actually know. I'm actually just trying to find a wheel here at this point and get into a groove. The watts are going to go up here. Trying to spin. You'll see the watts kind of go up. You can see the spinners and the non-spinners. The big guy on the right there, Rigo, man, that guy can lay down the watts. He's a big guy like me, probably actually a little bit bigger if anything. Climbs are a little tougher on us. We don't, yeah, as I've always said, we don't go up the hills too terribly fast. So, like I said, I'm just trying to settle in here, find a good wheel to get on. It looks like number 97. And I don't know who he is, but yeah, he's spinning like all these other guys. I'm like, yeah, I can get on his wheel. There's Jorge. Gave Jorge a hard time about his pink socks the other day on the Tuesday morning World Championship ride, but he's got a pink bottle, so so I got to give him a hard time about that. And here's Mario back again. Mario's more of a grinder, and that grinding style sometimes it takes the energy out of you. Yeah, the grinding away is just hard on your muscles. Anyways, I've sped things up here a bit on the climb. Don't want to make this video too terribly long. So I end up on Mario's wheel, again, a good wheel to be on. We see some guys that were further back. They just go blowing by me, and I'm fairly fit, but man, those guys are cranking by me. I should have probably, in retrospect, grabbed a wheel there and tried to get up to the lead group. So I end up being kind of in a secondary group. Still got some guys coming past me, and yeah, I should have tried to go a little bit harder and been a little bit more up front in terms of where I was going. But Mario was a good wheel to be on, and I settle in here. Kind of looks funny again. I got double speed going. Yeah, this is the little guy here. He had a one-piece on. Looked like he might be a really mean sprinter, and he was holding his own, that's for sure. I kept kind of going back and forth with him and some other folks. And again, at this point in the climb, 4 or 5 minutes into the climb from the bottom of Cook's, it gets hard on me. There's Monty and Stealth, Monty of the Two Hubs, one of the owners of Two Hubs. I'm right on his wheel. I'm thinking I'm in pretty good company here. These are some pretty fit guys, and I'm getting up towards the top of the climb on Cook's. So I was feeling pretty good. The young kid who KOM'd, I believe if you go on Strava and look, he went up that thing in 4:01. Today I think I went up in about 4:50 today, 4:51, so he was a good 50 seconds ahead of me. We're getting here to the top of the climb. And yeah, it's quite an effort. I've only been about 25 seconds faster on my best of days, so I was feeling pretty good with this particular climb. And yeah, that's the top. Well, almost the top. So we've got the little Camelback in there, and got to put a little extra effort in to stay with the group, so I'm not sitting out in no man's land by myself when we go to catch the guys in front of us. Again, the little climber dudes in front of us. So the group I'm in, we tend to be the bigger guys, and then we can hammer on the downhill and in the canyon and catch the group in front. Or actually, 2 groups ahead of us. There were like 4 or 5 guys that just screamed up the top, including that KOM, and there was a mid group there. So, yep, I've increased the speed here again. I think I tripled the speed in the canyon itself just to get a little commentary going. There's the little guy in the one piece again. So we're just Como Street, classic Como, cruising through the canyon. I'm pretty toast, like I say. So I've got to sit in after that hard climb, and I don't even think I took a pool through the canyon itself. Yeah, just sitting in with these guys. Not really. You get a little bit. I guess you get some recovery here, but yeah, we're just kind of going, trading spots back and forth. Tiny little gaps open. You got to close those gaps. I don't know why guys let gaps like that open. Some guys tend to let gaps open. Other guys don't. So just is what it is. You get all varying levels of experience out here on the road. I'm back on Monty's wheel again. Yeah, it's funny how you kind of tend to find the same guys. Some of the guys you like, some of the guys you don't necessarily like their riding style. Monty here, super experienced, super talented rider. He tends to do stuff unexpectedly though, so that you got to be careful when you're on his wheel. Rigo again, guy is just a monster. Wish he would work with a couple guys, some big guys like me. We could really put some time into these little guys, but he's a guy that doesn't like to have anybody actually on his wheel when he's going hard, which is kind of odd, but is what it is. So yeah, we're coming up here on Lake Irvine, just kind of cruising through. Kind of a funny section in here before Dump Hill. Everybody knows Dump Hill's coming, which is a heck of a climb. So people tend to slow down a bit here and not want to do a lot of work, me included. I'm going pretty much as hard as I can on Como Street. That's my A-list ride for the week, if you will. It is for a lot of guys too. So tends to bunch up here before the climb proper around this corner. I think I'll probably slow the video down to normal speed here in a bit, talk a little bit about the climb. But yeah, you kind of getting this bunch going uphill here. It's not a super steep climb, not super long, but it definitely puts the hurt in the legs after you've been on the bike for a while here, after the start of this ride. Go by a recumbent there. There's Jorge again with the pink water bottle. Going by some guys are going by me, right? Yeah, so I've got things slowed down. I just wanted to show kind of the tail end of this climb, I think was what I was trying to do here. And I'll end the video here when we get to top of Dump itself. We got Josh here on my right-hand side. Again, I always know I'm in good company when he's there. And a couple actually pretty fast climbers. And what's odd about this climb is the bigger guys can actually get up this climb pretty good, me included. There was even a point a couple years ago where I actually had a KOM on this climb, but that's since been lost by more than several seconds, at least the Dump Hill sprint portion of the climb. And there's the sprinter climber types, they can just take off here and pretty much gas everybody that's behind them. But yep, just cranking up the climb, almost towards the top. We didn't really go super hard on Dump here today, so it was no super spectacular effort per se. Josh is spinning good. He's been hitting it pretty hard and can hang pretty well. I'm trying to spin 100 RPMs or so, but yeah, the watts really not that high. We're pretty much at the top of the climb here, so you see the watts come down and it somewhat levels off, spreads out a bit. I can catch all these guys on the downhill. Maybe again a mistake on my part for not actually going harder towards the top and putting a big gap everybody on the downhill, but it was a good ride, good workout in totality. And we're just going to fade to black here on Josh's wheel on Father's Day and enjoying nice, super good weather in Southern California and a bunch of good guys out there on the ride. So good times. Right on. Later.